Alrighty, let's finish her up here. I think the siding's still going here. I could still see the indentations from the ties. Really loud dirt bike. Another newer culvert. You can see there's a rock cut here. So probably a bit more upgrades on this line than you would have probably seen in the other abandoned line in the area, which is the Kinghorn, which is to the east of Thunder Bay, simply because there was a lot more traffic than on here, right? If you've got trains hauling iron pellets, they're pretty heavy, so they would have had to have done a lot more maintenance on this line than they would have done something on the Kinghorn. Again, it's managed to hold up pretty well for being abandoned for 30 years. You're going to see a potential issue right at the end of our hike. So we didn't see any concrete foundations, from a water tank. So interesting. Like the one at Dona, you can actually see the concrete foundation of it, right? Because that was put in right at when the line was built. So yet another piece of rock work here. Not particularly big, but not particularly high. There are some pretty massive amounts of rock work on this line. So the next section between here and flat. So we're going to be coming up on Ellis Road, and then after that the next major road is Finmark Road, Flat Road, whatever you want to call it. And there's some pretty massive rock cuts in there. So another culvert here, just a modern metal culvert, unfortunately. So the advantages of being in the spring, so this is all pushed down. In the summer and the fall, that would all be up. You wouldn't be able to see anything. So in years past, this road used to be gated. It was owned by a forestry company. The gate at the other end is open. This one isn't, so we have to get off the bike to get around it. And the dog just steps through as she normally does. There's a culvert down there. All right. Oh, you see somebody drive a school bus here? There used to be a school in this area when I was a kid growing up. My parents had a camp, cottage, cabin, for those of you not from northwestern Ontario. And we used to pass by here all the time, and there used to be a school just up here called Four Way, and I'm guessing it was called Four Way because I guess kids used to come from 4 different directions, I guess. I don't know. And that school closed in the 90s, maybe. Just remember driving by it all the time. Trying to think where the kids would have to go now. Another culvert, metal culvert. I think they would have to go to Kekabeka now. It's the closest school. So you got about 20-minute drive at least or so. Okay, so we're coming up into a rock cut here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the footage. I shot it this morning because I knew it was going to be like this, and I knew it was going to be hard to see anything when the sun came out with all the shadows and light and dark spots. So we'll use that footage. All right, here we go. So obviously the rock cut here has grown in a bit more since the last time I was here. Surprising, you know, there, with this being a trail, there's not more traffic in here, kind of keeping all the vegetation down. You can see the height of the rock cut here. So it's got to be maybe in the 12-foot range, somewhere in that neighborhood. Again, it's over on the south side of the grade as well. I don't know if it necessarily gets any higher here. Everything is soaking wet from the rain yesterday, so not really cool to kind of go through here. You can see some of the deterioration that's happened. There's been some rocks that have come down over time, particularly this big one here that you can see. That definitely would not be this close to the railway grade. You can see the cut continues here. You can see our issue here. You can see the light. The sun is already poking through here, and it's just after 8 o'clock in the morning. So if we would have waited to record this, it's going to be even more problematic. So here the rock cut kind of starts to peter out a bit, kind of turns into a little bit of a cut, and the grade now continues this way, and we're almost at our destination. So Ellis Road is just up ahead. Okay, let's finish her up here. We got one quick little stop here. Unfortunately, this always bugs me. The people throw their garbage away in the bush. Again, you can see that really sandy soil here. That's all mucky. Ugh. Because of the rain. It's like very clay. So let's pause here and go look at this wooden box culvert that's down here. Okay, so we've worked our way down here, and it appears we have the remains of an old wooden box culvert that the dog seems intent on sticking her face into. So there's a big plug of ice in there, but you can actually see some of the bolts, and here you can see some of the wood remains, and you can see some in the inside there. You can see something over here. Maybe if we come to the side here. So let's go jump over to the other side and have a look. Okay, so we're over here on the north side of the grade, and you can see that it is in fact a wooden box culvert. This piece was lying across the front, so I pulled it away so we could see it. Looks like it's in pretty rough shape, but certainly okay for its age. Who knows when this was put in there? I don't know when they stopped doing wooden box culverts. Probably not for a long time. So it's probably been here for quite a long time. Now we did get a little bit of a 2-for-1 here, because just right over here, as I was coming down, there is what's left of part of a telegraph pole here. All the insulators have been stripped off, but kind of neat to see that cross beam as well. Okay, let's we're almost done here. Let's hop back up on the grade. Okay, let's finish her up here. So we've arrived at Ellis Road, which is the end of our hike. Neat little thing here I'm going to show you before we cross the road. There's actually some ties that are still in the place here. So you can see these ties right here. Okay, so let's carefully make our way across the road. There's Sunshine Creek down there. The Canadian Pacific line is just right in that area. So the grade here continues. Actually does something really interesting. It actually runs back to the east in a very, very sort of unusual situation. And again, that's all grade mitigation. We'll talk about it when we do this section, probably not till next year. We've got sort of an action-packed spring and fall with some other stuff. You can see the sign where it says road washed out. I don't think this is the washout. I'm pretty sure this isn't the washout. This was done on purpose to basically keep people from going down here. So you basically see it's dug up in two places. And I think the reason for that, it's up there. I can see the washout up there. Maybe we'll go and we'll go have a look at that after. Okay, so anyway, this brings us to the end of our exploration. Hopefully you enjoyed all the things that we've seen. Nice concrete culvert. We've seen Ellis Station. So as I mentioned, we are going to be back to take a look at this section. Again, probably not until next year, unfortunately. Anyway, we do have more hikes on tap. So please make sure that you continue to tune in, and we'll see you soon.